Are you listening carefully? Because to understand what happens next, to learn how to take back control of your life, to earn respect, takes some serious nerve. This is Chris. Chris used to live in a town called Lower Bridgewood. He moved there when he was a kid. It had a population of 5,668. Chris was a delivery driver. Well, cyclist. Back then. The Wise Guys Pizzeria. The 6th best restaurant in the town. So he spent his time pedaling up and down, working his arse off every day, delivering fucking pizza.
Tonight, we're coming to you from the town of Lower Bridgewood, once a red stronghold, but now shaping up to be a hotly contested area.
Chris lived in a rented house with a guy called Mike. Mike's girlfriend sometimes stayed over. They didn't last very long. That gimp had absolutely nothing going for him. Chris, on the other hand, despite his occupation at the time, he was going places.
Welcome back to our listeners. We're still reacting to that damning report from the Office for National Statistics, and we've got Richard on the line.
He just didn't know it yet.
Hello, Richard.
That town was way too small for him. Chris wasn't like the rest of them. He was heading right to the top. Just you wait and see.
Hi there. 2 medium Hawaiian.
I'm not paying for those. You're late.
I'm sorry, my bike got damaged on the way here.
Right. Well, don't I ring up your boss and tell him about this? Yeah. I think I'll do that.
What you're witnessing, rest assured, will never happen again. Because this was the day Chris decided he wasn't going to take shit from anyone
Yeah,
anymore.
he's right in front of me.
Okay, so, look, it isn't exactly like this is the first time we've had a complaint about you. Is it?
Especially not from this man,
So, here's what we're going to do.
his manager. He might well have been the biggest prick in all of Lower Bridgewood. But he was successful. Even Chris knew that. Well, relatively successful. Still,
I definitely don't want to be having this conversation again.
that prick got what was coming to him.
Okay?
He was jealous. They were all jealous of where Chris was headed. They lacked drive.
So you want to know my name? I hope you got a lot of time.
The lock-in is where he used to go after work
No one's been a friend of mine.
to get away.
From the day to the cup to riverbed, they never heard a word I said. So pardon me for acting wise. I know what hides behind those eyes.
And that night seemed like all the rest.
Thank you very much.
But that is until
Last orders.
So, are you listening carefully? It's amazing how much people let their routines control them. How much they rely on them to steer their lives. Like Mike and his soon-to-be ex-girlfriend, who used to drift through their tiny little bubble without a care in the world. Just like his manager, and just like David here.
No, good night, mate. Yeah.
David was an intern for some new tech company just outside of Bridgewood. Chris knew this because he was incredibly fucking loud.
Yeah, I think so. Listen, Josh, tell you what, mate. Give me 1 second. There's never any signal there.
David wasn't like Chris.
Yeah, okay. You're back now.
David was a follower.
Will do.
To learn from Chris, you need to start being the leader of your own life. Stealing a key is easy. There's no real challenge in that. But the car itself, well, this time, he was stealing David's. David passed through that shithole every single week at the exact same time. So, Chris was going to steal his car in broad daylight. People would come to Wise Guys every day, thinking they were better than him. But they weren't better than him. They weren't living. They were coasting, asleep. He was awake. He was living. And David was just one of the many. Chris did it again and again and again. Now he was like one of those guys on the big screen. Sometimes he got rid of the cars, sometimes he put them back. It was all up to him. And it felt really, really good.
Absolutely. No, I said the exact same thing myself. Yes. Uh-huh. Okay. No, well, I will. I'll double check. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. All right then. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye. Right. Well, look. Thank you for coming in. Look, I'll just cut straight to it. I'm afraid we are going to have to let you go.
He was this close to quitting anyway. He didn't actually need that job. Or any job. That prick had done him a favor. No one was going to get in his way anymore. Finally, he was the only one in control of his life. But then a few nights later, Chris crashed a recently stolen GCL Wrangler. And suddenly, things didn't feel quite so good anymore. So now he couldn't let it end like that. It wouldn't be the reasonable response. That prick clearly caused the crash. He'd never shown any respect to Chris. Chris was about to change that.
Local authorities are appealing for any potential witnesses of a violent crime in the Bridgewoods area that occurred between the hours.
So, have you been listening carefully? Because to understand what happens next, to learn how to take back control of your life, to earn respect, that is some serious